What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings video here on Anfield Agenda after it finished all square at the final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. It finished EvertOliver 2, Liverpool Football Club 2, a game that will be remembered, as it always seems to be, for the man in the middle, Michael Oliver, once again making it all about him and having a big impact on Liverpool's title race. Arsenal fans will have their thoughts on Michael Oliver as well, of course, but ultimately us fans are getting shafted by the PGMOL's incompetent officials. I'm going to go through over the course of this video and give you my scores from the referee, the players, the substitutes, and of course the Liverpool manager. You'll see two images on the screen. The one in the upper right hand corner is the average Anfield Agenda audience score, and the large square in the centre will be my score. Now, albeit as frustrated as I am, I do have to say an incredible thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped. Why not check out the Chairman Pro Package Face Shaving Kit or the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra All-in-One Men's Grooming Kit and get yourself 20% off and free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping store-wide by simply using the code Anfield20 at checkout or by scanning the QR code in the bottom corner. So look, we start off as we always do with the referee, and there isn't words, ladies and gentlemen. There aren't words that I can use that won't land me in court to say what I really feel about this performance. I can't even bring myself to give the man a score. That's how poor Michael Oliver is here. And I'm quite frankly sick of it. I'm sick of these guys having a say in title races. I'm sick of the people of VAR not doing their job. And I'm sick of the PGMOL and their incompetent officials. Let's not make this once again about fans calling out referees and the few bad eggs that go too far. Let's finally have the discussion about this man, because he's shocking. Ask Arsenal fans. Ask United fans for the penalty incident that he gave against them. And now ask Liverpool fans once again why that man has robbed us at the end of a game. So, Michael Oliver's score for me is quite simply nothing. I'm not even bringing myself to give him a score. The Anfield Agenda audience have gone for an average of a 1.6, and you know what? It's probably a touch on the high side. Michael Oliver, absolutely disgraceful performance, and words cannot express how angry we are. Next up, Alisson Becker. Again, didn't really have too much to do today except pick the ball out of the back of the net twice. Could he have done better for the first goal? Perhaps, I don't know. But either way, wasn't great. But then again, it wasn't great all around today. So Ali gets a score of 5 from me and a 5.8 from the Anfield Agenda audience. Next up, Conor Bradley. I got to be honest, I don't think it was good from Conor Bradley today. It was an opportunity for him in a huge game. Trent obviously not fit enough to start. And I don't really think he took the opportunity. But that's okay. Look, he's a young guy. He played great against Madrid, and in other games he stepped up. Today, it just wasn't his best performance, but he wasn't the only one out there. So Conor Bradley, for me, I'm going to give a score of 4. The Anfield Agenda audience have gone higher with a 5.9, and I just think it was disappointing right across the back line. That first goal, the Everton one, was a disgrace from a Liverpool perspective. How do you go asleep with a free kick and allow one straight pass to open up the defence? Just not good enough. Ibrahim Konate was definitely the better of our two centre-backs today. I thought our captain, this is probably one of the worst games I've seen from Virgil van Dijk. But Ibrahim Konate, I thought he was okay today. Certainly won more battles in my mind than Virgil did. So I'm going to give Ibu a score of 6. And the Anfield Agenda audience have gone for a 6.5. Our captain, Virgil van Dijk, it's just not good enough today. Virgil, I'm sorry, it's just not good enough. You lead the defensive line that ships 2 super goals, a late equaliser again, being out-muscled and out-fought in the penalty area. His clearances, I don't know what he was doing today. If he was letting the ball bounce and then being out-muscled by the players or just side-footing balls out when he could easily have cleared them further up pitch, I wasn't happy with all with Virgil today. And it's probably the first time I've said that on the channel. Just not good enough from the captain. Just not good enough. So I'm giving him a score of 4. And the Anfield Agenda audience have gone for a 6, which I think is quite frankly too high. Next up, Andy Robertson. Awful. Worst defender on the pitch by a country mile. Not even close. Shocking. All over the shop. Picking up stupid yellow cards, giving away stupid free kicks, giving the ball away 3 or 4 times, pushing players for no reason. Absolutely brain dead performance from Andy Robertson, who quite frankly should know better, and who was experienced enough that shouldn't happen. I'm fuming with it. Awful performance from Robbo today. 3.5 for me. And Anfield Agenda audience has gone for a 5. And I think you guys are being too nice, quite frankly. But that's why I love you. Next up, Gravenberch. It was a weird one, seeing Ryan get substituted today. Look, let me say this. When you go and change as many players as you do coming into this game and for the Plymouth game, and we were knocked out of the FA Cup and we lost a dead rubber to PSV Eindhoven, and then you don't back it up with a good performance, you've got to ask why. And I don't know why today, but our midfield was run through at times. It was surprising to see Ryan get taken off, but fair to say it didn't work out in the end. And Gravenberch has been a great player this season, gets an average of a 6 from me and a 5.8 from the Anfield Agenda audience. Alexis McAllister, who again felt like he was getting nothing from the ref. Every 50-50 challenge he went in, the ref was giving free kicks. One, the Everton player kicked the ground and he gives a free kick. The second one, the Everton player just falls to the ground and he gives a free kick with no contact whatsoever from Maka. So yeah, difficult one to score for Maka today, as he looked a very frustrated player out there, but I've gone for an average of 5.5 and the Anfield Agenda audience giving him a 7.2. I just felt like maybe I missed something, because clearly the audience have gone a lot higher than I have with him, but I just felt he looked frustrated out there, played like he was frustrated, and yes, he got himself a very good goal with the header. That probably should pump him up another half point in it, but our midfield today just wasn't good enough, and he was part of it. So my score 5.5, but the audience with a 7.2. Dominic Szoboszlai, who put himself about, I'll say that much. Tried to have a couple of good bits of interplay or 1-2s with Mohamed Salah down the right. Again, just not enough from midfield. I do think he worked really, really, really hard. Let me say that. So I'm going to give him credit for that, and a score of 6.5, and the Anfield Agenda audience going for a 6.4. Definitely can't fault his work rate out there today from Dominic Szoboszlai. Cody Gakpo, it wasn't his best game. No surprise to see him substituted, although you may have argued that Diaz probably should have been the one. But look, Cody's had a very good season for us, and today he just really couldn't get into the game and impact it. So I'm not going to be too harsh, but I'm going to give him an honest score of 5, and the Anfield Agenda audience's score is 5.4. Mohamed Salah, and again it's another game with a great man, scores and assists in the same game, and I am feeling embarrassed as a Liverpool fan that our owners and our sporting director cannot get this man's contract sorted. Without him, where would we be? In a game like today where we weren't at it, he has 2 decisive moments in it. One of them, a poacher's finish at the far post with a nice touch, and the other one setting up Alexis McAllister for our equalising goal when it was 1-0 to Everton. So I don't know what else to say other than pay the man, stop embarrassing us with your cheapness, and again, appreciate what we have here, which is a great player. Mohamed Salah today I'm giving a 7.5, and the Anfield Agenda audience an 8.4. Luis Diaz didn't work through the middle today, and he was everywhere but where he should have been. He was coming deep, he was going left, he was going right, but most frustratingly, he was taking too long on the ball, and he was running into blind alleys, and his touch was too heavy, and he was just all over the place. He got a little bit better when he came onto the left-hand side when Darwin came on, but I think this experiment through the centre needs to come to an end, because it just doesn't suit. So today I've given him a 4, and the Anfield Agenda audience have gone with a 5.3. And again, I think you guys have been a bit too generous, but I appreciate your input, and maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Next up, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who came on and didn't really get stuck in. Look, I don't think he did too much wrong, but he didn't look like he was a local boy in a derby. Curtis Jones came on and put himself about a lot more for me. Trent just kind of ambled around and, tried the Hollywood passes here or there, but look, I don't know what to say anymore. With Trent, I just don't appreciate the attitude that he's playing with lately. So today, no different really for me on that one. And today, I'm giving Trent a score of 5, and the audience have gone for an average score for Trent of 5.9. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe you read this differently than me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I can't get away from the fact that I am sincerely just heartbroken here. Heartbroken. Again, a referee just shafting us. Anyway, Curtis Jones. Surprised he didn't start, maybe, to be honest. It being a derby, the last one at Goodison. I thought when he came on, he tried to make stuff happen, picked up a stupid yellow card, and then ended up getting sent off at the end of the game for that melee, is the only word I can describe it. So that being said, 5.5 for Curtis Jones, and the Anfield Agenda audience have gone for a 6.4. Darwin, look, I thought again, put himself into the channel, ran the hard yards and tried to make stuff happen, but not really so much so in the penalty area where you want him being. But look, it's not his fault today that we didn't win that game, but it was just a performance that you just, all overall, I mean, that just, it didn't seem like the fight was there. It didn't seem like we matched Everton's intensity. It was disappointing. You know, when you rest players against Plymouth, you rotate as much as we have, you got to back that up with a win today. Darwin came on, as I said, and tried hard, but ultimately, you know, it is what it is. He gets a score of 6 because, as I said, I do feel he worked hard when he came on. The audience have gone for an average of 5.6. Costas should have been on far sooner, in my opinion. Andy Robertson should have been taken off at half-time because he was clearly not at the races today, as he hasn't been quite a bit this season. He has had a couple of good weeks recently, but when Costas came on, I thought we looked a little bit more lively. We just can't defend these days. So many stupid goals that we concede, and that equaliser really sticks to my throat. I don't know how you give that up at the end of the game, apart from all the other stuff with the referee we were talking about. But look, I thought Costas was okay. Score of 6 from me and a 5.3 from the audience. Look, I need to look back at their second goal, because I don't remember where Costas was when Tarkowski buried the ball. It was a great finish from Tarkowski into the top corner. So maybe I've been a bit too kind here to Costas, but I've gone with a 6 and the audience have gone for an average of 5.3. Diogo Jota, again, you know, some good movement when he came on. I thought he looked sharp. I thought he looked far more likely to make something happen than Diaz ever did, and probably should have been on earlier. So 6.5 for me for Diogo. The audience have gone for a 5.6. Again, let us know in the comments what you think. And finally, the manager. And he does deserve some criticism here today, because that wasn't a team that was out there to fight for a derby. That wasn't a team that got a day off at the weekend and was rested. We rotated, we lost the FA Cup, and then we didn't back it up with a win. And that's just not good enough. And Arna is going to get a lesson in what it's like to be on the tail end of the PGMOL and their officials. He was sent off at the end for, I don't know what he said to Michael Oliver, but he was sent off, so he'll miss the game against Wolves. I think Sipka Hulshoff was sent off as well, so Johnny Heidinger will probably be on the sidelines on Sunday. And Arna needs to start asking some tough questions here about why we weren't at that today, because you don't rest players and then see that performance, because taking the ref out of it, the performance was nowhere near good enough. And Arna needs to start asking why that is, because there's no reason for it. Can't be using fatigue. You made all the changes. The only acceptable result after doing that is to go and win this game, and we didn't, and it stings. So for today, for me, for the decision making, for the substitutions, I'm going to give Arna a score of 5, and the Anfield Agenda audience has gone with a 6.4. Look, I still think we'll go and win this league. I think Arna will learn from this. This is an important period coming up now over the next 4 games. We've got Wolves, then we've got Manchester City coming up as well, Newcastle, Villa away, a huge period in the season, and nothing but the next 3-4 games, nothing but wins will suffice, because we cannot keep giving Arsenal hope. So that is the Anfield Agenda player ratings, ladies and gents. Now it's over to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, and again, thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped.